The federal government is not putting a pause on your individual assistance programs. From Social Security to SNAP to WIC, I will go through the programs that are not affected at this time, January 28th. I will also tell you what it is affected. I'm seeing so many things. I didn't bother sharing any information about this last night because I was engrossed in all of the videos that people are making, crying, really upset, really scared that they aren't going to receive their food assistance, or that they're not going to be able to receive their child care. Their child's not going to be able to go to Head Start. These things are not true right now, okay? There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation occurring all over social media, but occurring in the mainstream media. Okay, what is the difference between misinformation and disinformation? Misinformation is information that's being spread in a way that is not harmful. People are just wrong when they're sharing information. Now, we all make mistakes, right? But there's a lot of them. People are not doing their due diligence when they're sharing information or when they're reading something for themselves. Disinformation is when particularly the mainstream media, or sometimes Republicans or Democrats or even people like you and me, disinformation can occur anywhere where somebody or a group of people intentionally mislead others with information that will hurt them, but is not accurate. Okay? Now, you're going to see there are all sorts of articles all over the internet, different websites, even in the news you'll hear it, where the titles or the beginning of somebody speaking starts with federal programs are all being cut, assistance programs are being cut, okay? And what happens with a lot of American people, as we see here on TikTok, the attention span of American people these days is pretty short, right? We can't sit there for 5 minutes and listen to somebody share information oftentimes. I'm generally speaking, of course. This isn't everyone. But what happens is your brain hears that initial sentence or group of sentences, or you read the very beginning of an article or a news article, and that's all you remember. So it's really important to be very thorough. So let's first go over what Matthew Vayeth, who is the acting director of the Office of Management and Budget, said as far as what the pause involves. And I'm going to quote him so that there is absolutely no confusion as to what was said in the memo. The pause applies to agency activities as described in executive orders, financial aid to foreign aid, DEI programs, which was part of Trump's executive order, gender ideology, the Green New Deal, non-governmental organizations, the use of federal resources to advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, and Green New Deal social engineering policies is a waste of taxpayer dollars. That was a quote, okay, from Matthew Vayeth. There are exceptions that can be made. They're asking that those are done in writing by like February 10th, I believe. Now, what does the pause not include? Social service programs will not be affected by this pause in this moment. This pause goes into effect today, January 28th at 5 p.m. It does not include Social Security, SSI, SSDI. It does not include Medicare. It does not include Medicaid. It does not include SNAP, WIC, child care assistance. It does not include Head Start. It does not include nonprofit organizations, children's health insurance. It does not include food and rent assistance. These are things that are all being reported as it being included, and it does not include that right now. And that is also information that is noted in the memo. It's noted in the memo what it does not include. But what's happening is a lot of disinformation where a lot of news outlets or just people on social media are trying to make you believe something that isn't true. I think it's really important, as I always say, whether we are a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, whether we voted for Trump, didn't vote, don't like him, it doesn't matter how we feel personally. What matters is that when we share information, we are as accurate as we can be in the moment of the sharing. All right, I hope that was really helpful, but I'm seeing a lot of people get really stressed out about something that they don't need to stress out about yet. And I think it's really important to your health and your mental wellness to just not worry about something that hasn't yet happened. There are a lot of things happening right now with the government that are scaring a lot of people. And, you know, I think it's just going to be, take it one thing at a time. But please don't worry about something that has not happened yet.